Hello, this is Jamie with Creations Misfit, and today I'm going to show you how to make a very fast and easy hacky sack or foot bag, whatever you'd like to call them. And so what you will need today is some cotton yarn. I used a variety of different ones trying out because they're each going to be different sizes when you work them up. Like these are all 3 cotton yarns that I used, but they're different sizes. So use whatever you have on hand, whatever works for you. And today I will be using this Crafter's Secret, and the color is Desert Gold. And that one is this here, and this one seemed to work up the best for me with weight and everything like that. And then I will be using a size 4mm hook. You will need a pair of scissors, a yarn needle to sew in your ends, and a stitch marker. And then you'll need something to stuff it with. It's up to you. I used poly pellets. I'll show you here. I used those for some of them, but these are not heavy enough, I found, for the size bag that you want. You want your bag to be about 2 to 2.5 inches across, and you want it to weigh roughly 1.8 ounces to 2.2 ounces. I could not get enough poly pellets in the right size bag to weigh 1.8 ounces. I had to make a larger bag with the poly pellets. So, and I don't think people, like this is like 3 inches across. So I don't think that people are going to want them to be that big. So for me, I used split peas. Those worked better for me. I know some people say don't use food, like don't use the corn and split peas because if they get wet, they might get moldy. But I spoke with people that use hacky sacks all the time. They've not had a problem with it, and those weigh a little bit more. So that's what I'm using. You use whatever you have on hand. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Oh, and I also put them inside a little nylon. I got like a pack of 100 of these on Amazon for like $6. I put them in there just so that nothing falls out, but you don't have to do that. It's up to you. And you might want to scale. I just use a little scale to weigh them and make sure that they're about 1.8 to 2.2. And that's if you're selling them or giving them to people that are going to be using them for competitions and stuff like that. If you're just giving them to a friend or like a kid who's just going to play around with them, it's no big deal. It doesn't matter how much they weigh. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. If you feel like I'm going too slow or too fast, you can change the settings on YouTube, and you can either speed up the video or slow it down. And you can also put me on mute. I know that I sound like I have a cold. I do not. I just sound like this right now. So you can put me on mute, and I will have all the instructions on the screen. All right, we will start with a magic circle, and if you need more help with that, I have a video. I will put a link up here. You can click on that and come back, or you can chain 4 and slip stitch into the first one, and that will give you a circle as well. But I'm going to do my magic circle like this. I just go over, under, or under, over, and then we're going to chain 1 from there. And these work up really quickly. So you may want to, we're going to be working in the round, so you might want to mark the first stitch of every round. I'm not going to do it on camera because I've done so many of these, I don't need it right now, but you may want to mark that first stitch. So for round 1, we are going to do 6 single crochet into the magic circle. Just right inside the circle there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you will pull that tightly. Now you want to crochet as tightly as you can just so that things don't fall out. I'm kind of more of a loose crocheter, so I have to keep pulling that tight. Okay, so for the beginning of round 2, we are going to place 2 stitches in every stitch around, 2 single crochet. And so that's just an increase in each stitch around. So you're going to go into the first stitch here. Whoops. And do 2 single crochet, and if you're having trouble finding that stitch, just start over and make sure that you mark it, because then you will never miss it. You'll do 2, and then you'll do 2 in each, and at the end of round 2 you will have 12 single crochet. Okay, so you can pause the video and do yours. I'll do mine and I'll meet you back. Okay, here we are after round 2 with 12 stitches. So moving on to round 3, we will do a single crochet in the first stitch. Mark that if you need to. And then we will increase in the next stitch. So do 2 single crochet in the next. And that will be our repeat pattern all the way around. You'll do 1 single crochet and then an increase. And at the end of round 3, you will have 18 stitches. And here we are at the end of round 3 with 18 stitches. So moving on to round 4, we are going to do a single crochet in the first 2 stitches and then an increase in the next. And that will be your repeat pattern all the way around. Single crochet, increase. And at the end of round 4, you should have 24 stitches. And here we are at the end of round 4 with our 24 stitches. So let's move on to round 5. This is our last increase round, and we will do a single crochet in the first 3 stitches and then an increase after that. And that will be your repeat pattern all the way around. So at the end of round 5, you will have 30 stitches. Okay, I'll see you right back. Okay, here we are at the end of round 5 with 30 stitches. Now, if you are using a 3.5mm hook or something smaller than a 4, or if you crochet really tightly, you might want to do one more increase round, and you would just do a single crochet in the first 4 and then an increase, and at the end you would have 36. That's what I did for this one, just because I needed it to be bigger to fit enough poly pellets for the weight. But this, I think, is just too big for somebody that's actually, I mean, this would be fun for a kid that's just playing with it, but somebody that actually wants a hacky sack for competition or to practice, this is going to be a little too big. All right, so moving on, we are going to do, I'm going to start doing my rounds with my stitch marker, starting my rounds with my stitch marker from here on out, because we are going to do rounds 6 through 10, just 1 single crochet in every stitch around. So I want to make sure that I'm not losing count here, and I'm going to mark the beginning of each round. So this is round 6. We're just going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch around, which will be 30 stitches, and then we're going to do the same for 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you can do those off camera and then come back and we'll meet up to start doing our decreases. All right, here I am after round 10, and if that part in the middle is tight, like mine is really tight, I just snipped it a little bit, and you can leave that part in there, or you can sew it in if you'd rather do that. I'm just going to leave mine. This yarn is really stiff. All right, so moving on to round 11, we're going to start our decreases. So for round 11, we will start with 3 single crochet, and I would mark that first one. I'm going to do 3 single crochet, and then we'll do a decrease, which is single crochet 2 together. Now, I like to do the invisible decrease. You can do it either way. You could go through both parts of the stitch, or I'm just going to pick up the front loop of the next 2 stitches to put them together to start decreasing. So I just go under, like if you're not familiar, every stitch has 2 loops that we normally go under, right? It has a front loop here and a back loop. I'm just going to pick up the front loops of these next 2 stitches. So you just go under the front and then go right under this front too, like that. And then yarn over and pull through both of those. And then yarn over and pull through 2. And that's a decrease. Okay, and then we're just going to repeat that around. So we'll do 3 single crochet, through like the whole stitch. And what this does by going through the front loops, it just makes it look like another stitch. It doesn't look like a decrease. Okay, and then we're going to do a decrease. So just go underneath that front loop and then go underneath the next front loop. Yarn over and pull through both. Yarn over and go through both. And that will be your repeat around. 3 single crochet and then a decrease. And I'll meet you after round 11. Okay, and at the end of round 11, you should have 24 stitches, and you should end with a decrease. If you don't have that amount, or you don't end with a decrease, then your stitch count is off somewhere, so you might want to go back and check. All right, so moving on to round 12, we are going to do 2 single crochet, and then a decrease, and that will be your repeat all the way around. So we'll do 2 single crochet, and then we will do the invisible decrease. Oops. And at the end of round 12, you should have 18 stitches all the way around. Okay, and then I will meet you back. Okay, here we are at the end of round 12, and you should have 18 stitches. So now we're going to fill our bag. So if you want to just pour something straight in, you can. I am using this nylon, and so I weighed mine. Here you can see it's about, whoops, well now it says 2. It was 1.8, but that's fine. Somewhere between like 1.8 and 2 ounces. And then I just kind of twist this and close it back over the other side like that. And then I put it inside here before this hole gets too small that we can't fit it in. And you might have to adjust the sizing, like how many, you know, pellets or peas or whatever you have in there. But it will stick out a little bit, and that's fine. We have 2 more rounds to go, so it should close up just fine. But I kind of shove those in there as best as I can, and then we will move on. All right, so for the next round, we are going to do 1 single crochet, and it might be a little awkward, but you can just kind of push that down with your fingers as you go around. We're going to do 1 single crochet and then a decrease, and that will be our pattern all the way around. I think this is round 13, and at the end you will have 12 stitches. Okay, so you'll do 1 and then a decrease. And I just want to say thanks for being here. I hope this is helpful. And if you have any questions, please put them in the description or in the comment section below. I do read all the comments. I try to get back to everybody. So I hope that you're finding this easy. And also, if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, if you're not already subscribed, I'd love to have you here. I have like a lot of videos right now. I have over 200 and counting. I will definitely be doing more tutorials. And I have all kinds of stuff. I mean, house decor and plushies and hats and scarves and I mean, just all different kinds of stuff, kitchen things. So please take a look at my other videos and see if there's something else you'd like to make, or if you have any ideas for videos. I'd love to make something else. I mean, I have lists of things I'm going to be working on, but if you have any ideas of something you'd like me to make, you can leave that below. And if you could like this video and leave a comment, it would be so helpful. YouTube's kind of funny with their algorithms sometimes, and I hate having to worry about that, but sometimes my videos get seen a lot, and then sometimes they don't get seen, and it helps if you like the video and if you comment. So thank you so much for being here. Whoops. Also, I am on Instagram and TikTok at Creations Misfit. You can always tag me in your project if you make something of mine or something that you followed on my tutorials. I would love to see it. All right, so you might want to try and push this in a little bit more if you need to. And then we just have 1 more round to go. And for the last round, we are just going to do decreases all the way around. So you have 12 stitches right now, and we're going to end up with 6. So we will just do a decrease all the way around and try to get the, I mean, it's going to start spreading out a little bit, but try to get them as tight as you can. So we'll just decrease. Oops, this yarn splits. There, decrease all the way around and you'll have 6. Okay, so you can do yours, I will do mine, and then we will come together to close this up. Okay, here I am after our final round, and then I'm just going to go into the next stitch and just do a slip stitch to close it. Maybe. Slip stitch, and then I chain 1 and cut my yarn and cut kind of like a long tail so you can sew it in. All right, make sure everything is in there nice and stuffed, and then you will grab your yarn needle so we can close up the top here. I'm going to go in and out of each stitch, and I just pick up the first loop, like the front loop. So I'm going to go under this one and then through this front loop down, and then under, down, under, and down. You can pull that tightly like a drawstring. Okay, and it should be closed up really nicely. If it leaves like a little bump or something, that's okay. You can just go over that to close it up, but I'm going to go through some stitches here to secure it. So I just go kind of all over the place. Underneath one, and then go through this way. If I feel like that's still a little bump right there, sorry, I hope that's on camera. You can go down, you can go straight through this, even with the nylons, this will go right through and come out the other side somewhere. Just pull it through. And I do that a few times. And then you can just cut your yarn here or wherever you want to put it back through, and you'll be done. So thank you again for being here. I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoy your foot bag, hacky sack. And like I said, please like, comment, subscribe. I would love to see you on some other videos as well. And I hope to see you in the next one. Also, if you need to, like if you see some holes there on the side that we closed up, you can just kind of push through with your needle. All right, so thank you so much. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.